Hello. This is for the reflection journal for week 3. The first question is, how would you define global citizenship? I would define global citizenship as a citizen of either a country or just the world in general that takes an active participation in trying to better their community and just the world globally in general. So that would be anybody who is working towards making new policy changes or just people who are advocating for others. Global citizenship impacts policy because policies can't be in place if there's no one to kind of like root for the policy. So without global citizenship, there wouldn't really be any policies around that would be there to enact change, such as like global climate change. If nobody was rooting for the global climate change to happen, like policy wise, then policies would never get written. The activists that I researched in global policies have in common is you can't really have one without the other. That's really like the common denominator between them. Also, there has to be enough people to care about an issue before it can get changed. The assumptions that the activists made that I looked into were that everybody would, their first assumption that they made would be that everybody would want to help with their issue, and then they quickly found that that wasn't necessarily true, that a lot of people talked the talk but didn't necessarily walk the walk. I've even seen a lot of that with people who are all about like the Black Lives Matter movement, but they haven't actually done anything to try and like fix that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to go out and protest and whatnot, but even like trying to educate themselves, a lot of people don't even want to do that, which is kind of interesting. This impacted their approach because they had to get more people involved for their cause in order to make the policy change. This information is relevant to our society in general, just because right now I think we're at a very pivotal point in what will be our history with different issues, especially like with global issues such as racism, discrimination, racial injustice, all that stuff, but also with the LGBTQ plus community, trying to get policies made for that, such as like the transgender bathroom issue, and things like things like climate change. In order to get these policies changed, we have to get more people aware of what's going on. Just because like an issue that I've found is people don't really care about an issue unless it directly impacts them. So trying to show people how these issues will directly impact them, even if they don't think that it will. What we can do with this knowledge is just keep learning and keep advocating for others, making sure that we're not speaking over marginalized groups and that we are trying to learn from them. Also, not assuming that everybody from these marginalized groups wants to be the voice for their group, if that makes sense. So, not every African American person that you meet is going to want to be like, yeah, like, let's change the world. They kind of just want to be people. Yeah.